The value of history in cultivating resilience is immense. I'm Sinta Ebersohn, and I invite you to get up and grow with me. Why do I say history is valuable in cultivating resilience? Let me give you some reasons. History gives us the big picture. It shows us that we are part of a much larger narrative than just our own subjective stories. It connects us to our families, our communities, our nations, and the world as a whole, and it gives us a huge sense of belonging. Learning and understanding history creates wise and compassionate family members and family leaders, while at the same time, it also creates informed and responsible citizens. Another reason why I say history is so important in cultivating resilience is because it offers us encouragement. When we hear other people's stories of what they have endured, it gives us a new perspective on our own experiences, and it helps us to see ways to become resourceful within our limitations. We see other ways of handling things and other options that we might not have thought of before. In other words, it helps us to solve problems. Knowing and learning history also generates gratitude. Think about this. When we see other people have experienced the same or even far worse adversities than we have, we can't help but be grateful for where we are. So history inspires us to persevere because we have other family members who have survived and thrived. Research has actually shown that children who know more about their family history have a higher self-esteem and sense of control. The developmental psychologist Dr. Robin Fivush actually illustrated it very well. Instead of seeing yourself as one thread which might be weak, see yourself as part of a large family tapestry which is much, much stronger. History also helps us to learn from other mistakes. You've all heard the expression, those who ignore history are destined to repeat it. Yes, we can build on the sacrifices, the failures, and the achievements of our forefathers and go forward with much more success than they had. So you might be wondering, how do I use history to teach my children resilience? I'm going to give you some examples. Everybody loves stories, and storytelling has been shown to be one of the most effective ways of teaching. So create opportunities to talk about your ancestors and share their stories. Make a family tree and invite extended family to participate in it and expand it. And this is one of my favorites. Identify the characteristics and the traits that grandparents and great-grandparents were known for, and encourage your own children to discover which ones they inherited from who. This is a really great way to help them relate to their elders and also find their own place in the family. When my children were small, they used to love saying things like, I'm really good at this and I inherited it from my father's father, or I have really beautiful curly red hair and I inherited it from my great-grandmother. Remember to write down all the questions that you cannot answer, and you can use that to make a collective family research project of it. Go to the library together or sign up for a history newsletter or something like that to get everybody involved in the process. Very important is to visit elders regularly and record their stories to be saved for future generations. We have amazing technology these days, so use it. But ensure that you use a good balance of good and bad stories as teaching opportunities and conversation starters. Focus on the life lessons and how resilience is cultivated during and after those experiences, and talk about them. Also important is to discuss the shared family values that were handed down through generations, and also your vision for the future of your family. It's important that children are made aware of these things in an age-appropriate manner. Please remember, maintain family rituals, celebrations, special occasions as part of your heritage. It is so, so important, and it's valuable in the sense that it, again, gives everybody a sense of belonging, and it makes everybody feel special and honored when it's their time. And lastly, I encourage you to talk openly about the wounds or the trauma in your family, to normalize it, and then to counterbalance it with the strengths or the victories, all of which we inherit through the generations. Remember, we do not only carry wounds, we also inherit superpowers. Please like, follow and share this post. I'm working on an exciting family history project, so watch this space if you want to know when it's launched. I'm Sinta Ebersohn, and I invite you to get up and grow with me.